All righty, gang. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's 12 o'clock. Here we go. It's another seminar with your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. I wish I was back there at ICAST with everybody. I wish I was back there, but I'm not. So I'm here. And I know a lot of people are watching. So we better make this one good. So, gang, it's OPSIN USA Thursday. So we always talk about our sponsors each day. We have a different sponsor. Today is OPSIN USA, the best fluorocarbon I've ever used. We talk about it all the time. We'll get deeper into it here in a minute. But first, I want to let y'all know, gang, if you've been thinking about getting on my website, if you've been thinking, oh, man, I want to get on there, $4.99, that sounds great, but I got to check with my wife or my sister or my brother or my cousin or my husband to see if it's okay to spend $4.99. Well, in about a week and a half, you won't have to worry about trying to spend $4.99 because you'll have to spend $9.99 because as August 1st, the price of your saltwater guide for new members goes up to $9.99 a month. If you're already a member, you have nothing to worry about. It'll always be $4.99. I promised all of you that signed up. It'll always be $4.99. But from now on, starting August 1st, new members are going to have to pay $9.99 a month. $9.99. Yep. But if you're an old member, you'll still be just charged $4.99 a month. That's it. But if you're thinking about, man, I better get in there, well, you got a week and a half, and that'll be that for the $4.99. If you get in quick, you can get in for $4.99. If you wait a week and a half, it's going to be $9.99. $9.99. Why? Because we got way too many people now. We got over 3,000 members now, and that's just the way it is, gang. I'm sorry. Price of tea's gone up all over the place. If you haven't seen the price of gasoline going up in your town, that means the price of everything goes up when the price of gas goes up. So your saltwater guide, hey, Max, how are you, buddy? Your saltwater guide is going up. We're going to go up to $9.99 a month for our service, gang. And then if you want to get the bundles, you've been thinking, I'd love to have a game plan when I go offshore. Well, you better get those quick because they're going to $100. Right now, they're $50. One time you buy it, it's $50. On August 1st, it's going to $100. So that's just the way it is. If you want them now, get them now. Jump over there, yoursaltwaterguide.com. Jump in, get your membership, get your bundles, get all happy, get it done now. You'll never get charged again, I promise you. Once you're in, we can't raise the price on you. There's just no way we're ever going to raise the price on you. But if you don't get in the next 2 weeks or a week and a half, August 1st, the price of your saltwater guide's going up. So jump in there as quick as you can. All right, the contest. Your saltwater guide's giving away with Justin and his wife Amanda Botrell. We're giving away a 3/4 day trip on the Bowline sport fishing boat out of Long Beach Harbor. And you got to leave some stars. And gang, quite a few people have left stars. You need to try to leave some stars for us over at Your Saltwater Guide, the business page on Facebook. And then on August 1st, we're going to have a new contest, and we'll let you know. We're going to give away a 3/4 day charter on the Helena out of Dana Point. Calvin wants in on this. He wants his name mentioned every week. So we're going to be giving away a 3/4 day trip on the Helena starting August 1st. We'll let you know how that goes. But we still got the 6-pack charter boat, Bowline Sport Fishing, going out of Long Beach. And all you got to do to qualify for the raffle is to send me some stars on Facebook. Very simple and easy way to go. And then don't forget, Baja Jerky wanted in on this contest thing. So they're giving away a case of Baja Jerky to one subscriber on my YouTube channel. So we got all kinds of stuff going on. We've been giving away tons of stuff for the last 3 years. We're not going to stop. We're not going to slow down. I just want you to know, though, the price of your saltwater guide is going up. If you've been sitting on the fence thinking I should be on Your Saltwater Guide, the website, go to yoursaltwaterguide.com and sign up for $4.99 right now. All right, gang. So OPSIN USA. Why is OPSIN my favorite fluorocarbon? Well, they spool it up in the United States of America. Yeah, it comes from Japan, but they spool it in the United States of America. That's a huge plus. It's clear. Gang, there's so many different colors of fluorocarbon, yellows and greens and blues and pinks. Gang, if you can see it, the fish can see it. No way, Dave. Say it ain't so. Gang, I promise you, if you can see it, the fish can see it. Don't believe these people that are telling you, oh, the minute it hits the water, it's a baloney. You know what cleared? The minute clear hits the water, it's invisible. Colored fluorocarbon isn't invisible the minute it hits the water. I know you have to have the pink. I know you do, and that's fine because you know why they made it that color? So you'd buy it. Color catches fishermen. That's bottom line. I'm sorry if I'm hurting your feelings. Those of you that make colored fluorocarbon, I'm just being honest. I fish every single day. I don't go into a corporate office and set and figure out that we're going to make the line color today or not. I get to go fishing every single day. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to put a piece of clear on my line before I ever put a piece of colored line on. That's just because I fish every single day. And I know that the fish can see. I know they can. The more garbage you tie to your lure or to your hook, the more chance they have of the fish seeing it and not wanting to bite your line. We want to trick the fish into biting it. That's why we're using clear fluoro. So OPSIN makes clear fluoro. Also, the OPSIN spools stick together with a little bit of magnet, and then you can sprinkle your hooks on here, and they stay right on top of your bait tank, like I've showed you a bunch of times on my show. So go to OPSIN USA, type in the code YSWG. You're going to save, I think, 20% on your fluorocarbon. Get it shipped straight to your house. It's the easiest way to get stuff. Go to OPSIN USA, put in the code YSWG, save your 20%, get it delivered directly to your house. All right, gang? So today's show is going to be about what do you need to know before you go offshore? This is important. This is super important because now in Southern California, people are seeing kelp patties with Dorado on them. People are starting to see yellowfin tuna up in Southern California. We already know that bluefin's been swimming around in Southern California. What do you have to know before you go offshore? You have to have a game plan. You have to have some type of an idea of where you're going to go. Now, most people don't have the time to learn how to study charts and water temperatures and color breaks and temperature breaks and all that stuff. They just want to get on their boat and go fishing on the day or two that they actually get to go a month on their boat. So you got to have a plan. Go to somebody's website, go to Billy K or somebody, or go to Your Saltwater Guide, get a game plan. You got to have a plan before you go offshore because, man, it's a big lake and you don't want to be driving around out there. Second of all, you got to have the tackle that they're biting on. With this Dorado showing up in the area, I would have a handful of smaller feathers like we show in our trolling videos at Your Saltwater Guide. I have some small jet heads, some root beer color, some pinks, some reds, something that red crab that they like to eat when they're down in Mexico, something that resembles that red crab. You got a real good chance of getting a bite when you're trolling around the kelp patty when those Dorado won't bite. And then the other thing is a good pair of binoculars. You've got to have a really good pair of binoculars if you're going to go offshore hunting. It's just like hunting for deer or hunting for elk or whatever you're hunting for on land. You got to have a good pair of binoculars. When you go offshore, you better have a decent pair of binoculars. Those are three of the really most important things to have. And then I always say you got to have a big bait tank. It's super imperative to have a big bait tank. So why? Because there's no bait barges out there on the ocean, and you're going to go 50 or 60 miles out looking for kelp patties and breezing yellowfin and foam and bluefin. And if you don't have enough bait to chum with, your day is going to be real short. You're going to be driving around out there with no bait, and that sucks. It sucks to be that far off the beach and not have any bait. So we're going to go over this, what we just talked about real quick. We broke it down into a few pieces. Gang, the game plan, super important. Don't get thrown off your game plan by other boats or by that radio, that VHF radio, or the other boats are going to throw you off of your game plan. It works every time. And we have a whole series on the website at yoursaltwaterguide.com about how to not fish with your radio and not fish for boats. The second thing we were talking about is being prepared for when you find that kelp patty with those Dorado on it. Gang, listen, here's a huge one that people I don't know why they don't understand this and they don't get it. You don't need to sneak up on the kelp patty. No, you don't. And whoever told you that, or whoever wrote that book, or whoever said that, has no idea what they're talking about. Let's think this through for a second. Let's use a tiny bit of common sense. I know that's asking a lot in this day and age, common sense, but let's just use a tiny bit of common sense here. Has anybody that's watching this across all 5 social media channels, has anybody ever been on a sport boat? Yeah? Okay. You know what a sport boat sounds like in the water? Come on. That's the sound it makes in the water the whole time. Generator going, 2 engines that are as big as your car going, 30, 40 people on the boat, bathroom doors slamming, guy on the PA, number 7, your cheeseburger's ready. All this commotion, kids puking, beer cans flying, people yelling and screaming. And you know what we do? And I drove them for a long time. When we find a kelp patty, you know what we do? We drive right up to the edge of it. Yep. With both engines running and the generator. And we drop our lines in the water and we start fishing. And if there's fish on it, we start catching. And if there's no fish on it, we don't catch. It's common sense, but most people have lost that. Gang, here's what I've seen. And I've been with a lot of different people on their private boats. We're on a 26-foot sea swirl. I find a kelp patty in the gyro stabilizing binoculars. I tell everybody, okay, we're going to be pulling up to this kelp patty. People start putting their finger up in the air going, oh, kelp, the wind's blowing out of the west. We got to get above it and we got to drift down on it. Turn off the motor, turn off the stereo, turn off, the photometer, it's making a clicking sound. Turn all that off. We don't want to scare the fish away. Are you out of your mind? Gang, pull up to the kelp patty. Look in the water. If you see fish on it, guess what? There's fish on it. Look at your fish finding apparatus. We call it a photometer. You call it whatever the hell you want. I don't care what you call it, but it's called a photometer. Look on your photometer, and if you see fish marks on there, then there's fish there. If you don't see fish under the kelp patty, you don't see marks on your photometer, and you don't get a bite, guess what? There's no fish there. Get out of there. I hear people go, I sat on that kelp patty for 4 hours waiting for a bite. Are you out of your mind? Common sense, gang. You don't get a bite. You know there's kelp patties out there with fish on them. I don't know if you notice watching my shows and watching all my videos I post every day, but I got ADD. I can't sit still for 3 seconds. I can't sit still doing a seminar. I can't sit still listening to somebody talk, and I sure the hell can't sit still fishing. I've got to be hunting. I've got to get to that next kelp patty before you get there. But I see people they find a kelp patty, they puff their chest out, and they sit there for hours. And what the hell are you doing? Oh, I'm waiting. There weren't any fish on it, but I'm waiting for it to restock because I read Jimmy Joe's book, and it said, kelp patties restock throughout the day. Well, Jimmy Joe's full of shit. Sorry, don't cuss. Kids are watching. Jimmy Joe's full of baloney that they don't restock during the day. Kelp patties do not restock during the day. What they do is, you're on my Facebook page. I don't know. It's not coming. I screwed. Hold on a second. Okay, so they don't restock during the day. What happens is they restock at night. They restock at night. They don't restock during the day. They restock at night. And that's when they restock, gang. They don't restock during the day. You're not going to be out there fishing and the kelp patty is going to restock during the day. It just does not happen. They restock at night. That's when they restock. They restock at night under the cover of darkness. Those Dorado and those other fish swim around and get back on the kelp patty at night. And why are they on the patty? Because they know that the patty's going to bring some fish around it. The patty will bring some fish around it, and then they know they can ambush that bait. That's why they're hanging out. It's structure. I don't care if you're back east, if you're in the Gulf of Mexico, you're in a lake, you're in a pond, or where you're at. Wherever you're at and you're fishing, all fish, bass, barracuda, bonita, yellowtail, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, pike, everything's structure-based. They're all going to be around the structure. So that's where you're going to want to be. That kelp patty becomes structure, and you're going to want to be somewhere near the structure so you have a chance to catch a fish. That's all I'm trying to tell you, is you want to be somewhere near the structure so you got a chance to catch one of those fish. And that's what that kelp patty is. That kelp patty becomes the structure, if you will. So you don't want to go hoping that kelp patty will restock. You want to go find the patty that the fish are on. Don't sneak up on the patty. That's ridiculous. That's the most lamest thing I've ever heard of. I want to find the guy that wrote the book about that. I've been with people where they stop the boat, turn the engines off, turn the bait pump off, turn the pherometer off because they say those all make noise under the water and it's going to scare the fish. Oh my gosh, that is crazy talk. Crazy, crazy, crazy talk. So don't do that. Also get a good pair of binoculars. With the price of fuel today, gang, you cannot not have a good pair of binoculars. And if you can afford a pair of gyros, they're gold. But if not, make sure you're using a very, very good pair of binoculars. And also make sure when you put that pair of binoculars down, you secure them so when you get a bite, they don't go flying and smash themselves on the deck. I've seen that many, many times. But get yourself a good pair of binoculars. All these things matter when you're going to go offshore. And then get the biggest bait tank you can put on your boat. I try to tell people every day, I don't care how you got offshore. My boat is a 21 or 22-foot Wellcraft in Dana Point Harbor. The bait tank holds 60 gallons of water because bait's the most important thing. We don't have any seats on the boat. We sit on the bait tank when we drive. I don't care how comfortable you are. When you get there and you don't have any ammo, it's going to suck. Matt, if you're a member of my website, you'll know all the answers to all your questions that you're putting up there on TikTok. YourSaltwaterGuide.com. You never have to wonder again. I make all the game plans. I stand behind all the stuff I talk about. I'll always steer you in the right direction. I can't make the fish bite, but I'll steer you in the right direction. So we covered everything as far as what you need to know offshore. If you're going offshore and you didn't take care of one of those 4 things, there's probably a good chance you're not going to be successful when you get out there. Gang, if you find some Dorado on a kelp patty in the next few days, they just got up here in Southern California. They're just getting settled in. Follow my game plan. I talk about how to make them bite. You want to learn how to make them bite so that you can make sure that you capitalize on these Dorado. And if you have a spear gun and you're not afraid to jump in the water, jump in the water. Dorado will swim right up to you and shoot them, spear them. But gang, if somebody's out there fishing a kelp patty, don't drive up and jump in the water on the patty. The etiquette's out the window. God, we had a show the other day. We talked about etiquette. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it happened, but etiquette's out the window. All right. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget OPSIN. Go to OPSIN USA. Get yourself some fluorocarbon. Save 20% by entering the code YSWG. Don't forget our contest, and don't forget, tell a friend. If you're already a member of the website, let your friends and family know the price of the website's going up to $9.99 on August 1st, but you can still get in for $4.99 for the next week and a half. I will be here for you tomorrow, Friday. We'll have a nice show for you, I promise. Hopefully you learned something today. Hopefully I made you laugh and you had fun. If not, I'll try again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.